Good morning. We're back. We're here at Center for Wellness, and we want to share a little bit about essential oils. I've had the pleasure of using essential oils for about 20 years medically. So that, again, I want to differentiate that. Sometimes people say, well, essential oils, can they really do that much? I, as a physician, have seen phenomenal, uh, some phenomenal medical benefits for people over 20 years. Over 20 years, I have used them medically for medical issues. It's a little bit different than when you use them for a massage, for relaxation. They're obviously those are good things when you use them for medical benefits, and I'll go into that a little bit. But the oils are phenomenal. We've been using oils since the times of the Egyptian pyramids, right? For sure, the Egyptians were using essential oils. At the time of Jesus was, buried with some essential oils, right? So, and his feet were washed with essential oils. So we know they've been around for thousands of years, and they've been used traditionally. Been used spiritually. They've been used for healing. And again, I've had the pleasure of using them for about 20 years. And one of my favorite oils is for medically is helichrysum. And here I have the Young Living helichrysum, and I have the doTERRA helichrysum, and they're both phenomenal quality oils. And I started using the Young Living oils about 20 years ago. So both companies are good. They both have great products. I continue to use both companies and products because they're just, again, I've used the Young Living oils for about 20 years, and I've used the doTERRA oils probably for about 5 years, and they're both good, high quality oils, and they both work. But I want to share with you a little bit about helichrysum. So helichrysum has a very faint smell. It's not a very strong oil like cinnamon or clove or melaleuca. It's a very faint smell, and it's been used traditionally for pain. It is mentioned in the Bible, chrism oil, and it's been again traditionally used for pain. But one of the uses that we've had for it, and I want to share with you a clinical case, is for scars and trauma. So scars can cause what's called an interference field, and I think we've talked about that before, but I'm not really going to go into it today. Basically, I'll just say an interference field is a block to normal functioning. We'll just keep it really short and concise. But helichrysum oil applied to scars, and they could be scars from falls from childhood, they could be scars from fractures, it could be scars from emotional scars. If somebody says, oh, when that happened, my heart was broken, but one of the phenomenal ways that we've seen helichrysum oil applied is to surgical scars. And usually these are well-healed scars, so months after the surgery, years after the surgery. And why would you want to apply an oil to a scar years after the surgery? Well, this clinical case is like the perfect example. We saw a patient recently who came in with a new diagnosis of lupus. And she came in and she said, well, the rheumatologist saw me and he wants me to take these medications. I have felt quite a bit of pain in my fingers and my joints for the past several months, and I'm here for a second opinion. And I said, okay, let's do a little evaluation. So we did our evaluation. It's an osteopathic evaluation. And one of the things that we found was interference fields. This woman had several surgeries, and a lot of these surgeries, people don't think about, for instance, an appendectomy at a childhood age. You forget about that. Or tonsillectomy as a childhood age. You forget about that. Now this patient was in her 60s, late 50s, early 60s, And so, some of those surgeries you don't really think about it. Why does that have anything to do with my health now? Well, if basically, the interference fields can cause blockages, and if the body doesn't have enough energy or enough anti-inflammatory ability, or there's other stresses, and the interference fields are now a huge stress on the body's physiology, keeping regulation, keeping normal healthy function. The interference fields, when they're treated, and this woman, again, on her first visit, she had a great response. We used the helichrysum oil on some of these surgical scars, and I gave her instructions on how to use it. Usually what we recommend is that you use the helichrysum oil on the scars every night for about 3 nights. You start on one scar if you have multiple scars, and then you do the other scars, and you continue to do the first scar with the additional scars over a time period. So we heard back from this patient who had joint pain, who was recently diagnosed with lupus, and she's doing really, really good. We haven't seen her back. I'm hopeful to see her back and continue our journey in terms of helping her with her overall health. But again, I wanted to give an example today about an essential oil that's very powerful and healing, very simple application. And I'm going to say one more thing about the helichrysum oil. Part of the benefit of the oils is the chemical application. So something happens when we put the oil on the scar. There is an absorption into the site. And the other part of the benefit of the oil is the aroma. So we know that aromas interact with our limbic system. And the limbic system is a primitive part of the brain that involves emotions, involves memories. And when somebody's had a trauma, a surgical trauma, the limbic system is always involved. Now, sometimes it's more jostled, sometimes it's less jostled. So if somebody has an accumulation of scars or surgical interventions, then that again stresses the body to another level of dysregulation. So when you smell the oil, when you're applying the oil and you smell the oil, there's a double benefit: the chemical benefit to the site of the application, and the aromatic benefit to the nervous system and the limbic system. When the oil is pleasant, what does that do to us? It changes our nervous system. When we smell something that's pleasant, right now I'm thinking of, the citrus oils. They're fresh, they're bright, they bring in this positive brightness, like slicing an orange or slicing a lemon. You smell, wow, that just smells really fresh. There's some positive vibe to that, and part of that is just our limbic system and our pleasurable parts of our nervous system. They're called gustatory. So when you smell something pleasant, you feel pleasant, right? You feel good. When you go down to smell your food and you're like, wow, this smells great, your body starts producing saliva. Your brain says, hey, I'm ready to go to town with this meal, right? So again, the oils have chemical benefits, they have aromatic benefits, and helichrysum oil is one of my favorite oils for healing. It's a powerful oil. Enjoy it. I recommend that people use it on scars, on old traumas. And again, always, if you have any medical conditions, always clear with your doctor. I've had 20 years experience as a physician using essential oils. I know they work differently with everybody. Some people don't respond to helichrysum oil, but sometimes, like this one patient, had a great response with the helichrysum oil, and we want to share things that work, that are easy, and that are doable at home. So share this this video with your friends, and if you have anybody that that had a surgery, it's worth trying the oil. And again, always use caution. On children, we recommend diluting the oils, and adults, their skins are a little hardier. Usually they could apply the oils directly to their skin. So thank you for watching, and please send any questions or comments, and share this video with your family and friends and loved ones. We'll see you next time.